A real quick video giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makah, Kadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle, elder bishops, a great millstone, most salutation to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful election to be the elect most high will. To the hopeful extend elect shalom blessing. Men, women, and children. We live in the last days. And I think, in the near future, call the video, these are the days. These are the days of stuff happening, major stuff happening, angelic things happening. And, with my dreams, I had a dream yesterday that seemed real as hell, man. I mean, some of them seem real as hell. Others are just likened to a quick flash. Brothers had dreams about and shared a testimony about their dreams seeming real, to where it pointed to where you wake up and gasping for air, or you crying because of something terrible that happened in your dream. Jake is the only one that talked like this. It just came, just a thought that came to mind when it's something called giving up the ghost in the scriptures. Jake, we the only people that talk like, that's slang, man. I don't think I ever heard of Edomite saying gave up the ghost. And we deal heavily with the spiritual realm, so to speak. Like, Jake, yeah, Jake, y'all gotta quit playing with the Most High with that Holy Ghost, and that they got a term too among Jake. Mother roll up, grandmother roll up over her grave or something like that. Different terminology. It's all through the scriptures. But I know Esau on the left-hand side, he dealt with heavy witchcraft. But that's more so his so-called intelligence, his pride of thinking that he's God himself. It doesn't really have anything to do with on a spiritual level like Jake. That's why we say he's a carnal man. So he think everything's, the way he deals with everything is through science and the scope of the carnal eye to try to, pinpoint the meaning of things. Yet like simple things that he can't detect, like the wind, he can't. And I think it says that who had ever captured the wind in his fist. It even said the Holy Spirit is like the wind. It listens where it may go. So, he can't tap into that. But it's real. The wind is real. People know it'll blow your house down, man. Blow the trees down. But I was just mentioning a little something right there. But we're in the days that we're gonna, and I've already experienced that. That's why I spoke about it a little, about dreams, because I've heard an actual voice outside of my head. As people say, that's your head voice, or you can hear in your dreams people, saying stuff, talking, yelling, and they're not actually doing it on the outside. Well, I've heard a voice on the outside saying, wake up. And that's when I was almost late for work. Something said, wake up. A voice outside my head, like somebody was actually right by me saying, wake up. Same thing with, some of my others that I actually felt like, somebody grabbed my arm or something like that. like as if it was a physical being. But I say that because the most Jake is gonna start experiencing those things because Most High is raising the frequency up in this place to where even and we're at the time of things getting revealed too. So if you know anything about apparitions, and I'm not saying that's what I saw, but I went to Pinterest and I looked up apparitions. You know, nah, get a better picture. And I'm gonna get the definition. And apparitions are also in they're in the Bible. And Esau calls it paranormal activity. Now Jake have experienced things similar to this. They don't talk about it much. I remember Elder Dawadai in L.A. He told me, I forget her name though. It's an entity, a being that that kind of terrorizes the Latin tribes, and I forget her name. I think she said that ring girl, that it's a movie called The Ring. That's her. Bet they call her something. I may, mention her in another video later on. But I'm trying to get a good picture. But I think this is one of them. This is her, but I don't know if it's that from the movie Ring. But Jake, you in for some to see? You gonna start seeing some shit, or you might see this. It says a ghost apparition. Like the movies, man. I didn't like those movies, those kind of movies at all. These kind of movies used to terrify me, man. When I was younger, like Twilight Zone, I used to be scared to watch the Twilight Zone back then. Now it's kind of like watching a regular movie because I'm older. But Jake don't like to deal with these things, man. Especially during the time of Jacob's trouble and the economy collapsing, and what about when the lights go out, man? You gonna see all kind of shit. Cause everybody know everything gets spooky when the lights go out, man. That's why some people can't sleep with the lights off, man. And I remember I told you I saw some faces outside the window, man, when I was young, and I was scared to death. I covered my head, and I couldn't tell my pops because you didn't want to think he was crazy or even scared. You're a young man. I was like 8, 9, and I just kept my head. I put the covers up over my heads and hope nobody pulled the covers out off me. shaking like a motherfucker, like, because I know what I saw. But you know, like I said, kind of like paranormal activity, real demonic. And there are some real true demons out there still right now, like, you know, that look weird and done weird things to themselves, or a regular person that done weird. Yeah, you see that first one. And that's why another reason we're gonna need to be saved. And what did Job say? He torment me with dreams. But I'm gonna get that scripture right quick. Even Job said a spirit passed me. These people act like spirits don't exist. Oh, well, you know, that's make believe. That's conspiracy. Watch Most High get these motherfuckers, man. Like, y'all, and these men has become proud, man. You know. But when everybody sees shit moving and they don't see a person, that they grown men get to running and shit, man. You know, there's spirits out there, and spirits that get on these people and have them going crazy. Spirit get on you and have you just black out. Job 4:15. Then a spirit passed before my face, the hair of my flesh stood up, man. You know, that lets you, that hair of my flesh stood up. You know that's real, man. Because Jake experienced those things. You had them ghost chasers, but when they try to summon up some spirits. When they finally do, they start running or get the hell out of there. Like, oh shit, let's go. Because Jake liked to deal, especially like Haiti. As Haitians, they experience some real crazy things that was manifest to them. I won't make this long. You might have seen something real crazy when you was young, and it just see, spirits present themselves before the Lord too, and ask, because Most High is the Father of spirits. Don't fuck around, Edom, but Edom's gonna fuck around like he is, like, cause he's Edom. But you dealing with high power, man. You dealing with beyond this your intelligence, beyond this carnal world. All your science and shit is nothing. You about to see some shit yourself. 1 Kings 22:21, and there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. Yeah, a spirit that stood before the Lord, man. And, there's such thing as you could be manifest on earth without even, you know what I'm saying? Like, even Melchizedek, he had no father or mother. You can see, angels have been among us. It said, what are apparitions? I said the definition of apparitions. An apparition is a striking, a supernatural sight, most commonly defined as a ghost or a ghost-like image of a dead person that appears suddenly. It can also mean the general act of becoming visible or a remarkable, unexpected sight, man. A phantom, specter, or wraith of a person or animal, And Jake have had testimonies where they've seen their loved ones that have passed. And usually, I mean, from what they have said, and I've usually heard that it was good experiences, like, they saw their loved ones smiling or saying that they were all right, don't worry, don't cry, I'm pretty much good. But yeah, second, you know, it said Wisdom of Solomon, 17:3, mentions being in trouble with strange apparitions. These passages describe the terrifying plagues of darkness that fell upon the Egyptians. They were vexed with, verse 7:15, being vexed with monstrous apparitions, man. Could you imagine that? You know? So, you're not only going to see the end of the world unfold and Jacob's trouble, you're going to see these entities, man. And when it's a dark place, you can imagine how dark it could get in this world. And in certain places will be chaotic, and in other places be silent, and you don't know what the hell is going to come. You might go down, escape to a certain street, and it's just dark. And creepy houses, and some lit up, some people in the houses. You don't know where to go, who to trust. You might be some Edomites inside eating a dog or eating their loved ones. You know what I'm saying? And this is talking about how people experience the actual thing. So it's gonna get crazy, man. The Most High, don't play with the Most High, man. He'll release all these spirits. He's about to release all these spirits. And I think they said one time they opened up some like a portal, and some came out of it. And you got things like, which are more conspiracy, or more of a myth. And myths are not always false. It's just But Bigfoot, the Loch Ness monster. I mean, Bigfoot might be an actual man. That didn't. Every time somebody go to the woods, he kills. You don't have to be somebody that look like, an entity or being some thing that looks like Shabaka or something. And you got on camera too, and people be like, damn. And some people be like, nah, they made. I don't believe it is. They might say it's AI, especially today, or they might say, nah, somebody edited this. And some of these videos they can't deny it, like, oh shit, something definitely happened. I don't know, This one Edomite, he said he dreamed of 8-9 foot black men, and they were basically called, I think, out of the UFOs, what they call UFOs, or into it, or was on the UFO. I think I had a dream that it was like 5, probably like, I don't know, it might have been just 3 or something, like tall entities standing over me. You know what I'm saying? But that was in between dream, so to speak, dream of reality, because it seemed like I had my eyes open, like I actually saw it. But sometimes you could wake up and actually see something in your body, physically, with your own eyes. and then it'll kind of, go away. You'll forget it, and and sometimes it never come back, and sometimes every now and then it comes back. But Jake know that kind of world is real. That kind of experience is real. But anyway, so yeah, and it says all things shall come be revealed, and that's these entities too, man. There's a particular scripture I'm looking for. That's why the Most High is exercising our minds to be able to handle this stuff and have faith when these things come about. I can't find it right now. See, all things shall be revealed, pretty much. Fear them not, therefore, Matthew 10:26, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. And even some of this stuff, like on the dark web, people had seen the dark web. It was talked about a little bit. Nobody mentions it no more, and they know it's real, and they know it's stuck because it's too dark. It's like too unreal. Like what they be doing and shit behind closed doors. Now them doors are being opened and being known through the internet and through other studies and other resources available. So it's a real evil, spooky ass world, man. Filled with a lot of heinous behavior and witchcraft dealing, witch dealing and all that, And a witch is like, they describe a witch as a very unpleasant, ugly woman. And sometimes witches will give you a look, and I think they paint the witch in the Wizard of Oz green because there's a lot of disgusting things that go with green, such as vomit or, what I'm saying, diarrhea. So it's easy to kind of make green gross. But, that's just a play up on perception of things. But let me see. But if you put in witch and it always make them look creepy. And our women have become witches. They play in a lot of witch movies. They gonna eat their own fucking minds. It says, give me any plague but the plague of the mind. That's gonna come up on them. And it says your worst fears are our people's worst fears are gonna come up on them, man. In these last days. That's why it's good for these devils. And it says a witch shall not live, a witch shall burn. But, now you got pretty witches. You know what I'm saying? It used to be a ugly and unpleasant woman. Now you got pretty witches. Like you had in Wizard of Oz, the good witch of I think it was of the north or something. You had the bad witch of the east. No, the good witch of the west. See, let me wait. See, this they might be implying that the good witch of okay, it was the north. The good witch of the west or which is the wicked witch of the west. Okay, they consist of the wicked witch of the west, the wicked witch of the east. Okay, well, because I was thinking they was like the wicked witch of the east just because the eastern world, but that's not the case, I don't think. Anyway, but yeah, the Most High is going to start revealing some crazy stuff, man. We got to be ready to take it in and ingest it, digest it, I would say. You might see some, what do they call it, metamorph. You might see like demons or just the demons on people, like that movie They Live. Or They See, I think They Live, I think it is. We got real demonic spirits among us and demonic people that are really straight demons, like, you know, they just, inside them is just completely dark. We show pictures of the, you know, you have certain celebrities that their eyes are just black, you know, they shapeshift. Yeah, they call it shape-shifting also. But anyway, so it's a time of prayer like never before. It's a time to recognize what time we're in. These are the days, man. These are the last days. It's all kind of shit about to happen, man. Not only to the world in general, to people. It's not only the missiles come in judgment, but it's Jacob's trouble. It's apparitions. It's, you know, people dreaming of crazy stuff. Dreams becoming a reality. Things that you might see in the very night of your walk or the very night of your awakening. You know, or at your job or whatever, and then you be like, damn, did anybody else see that? People be like, nah, I didn't see that. You're the only one that's seen that shit, and it can make you feel alone and shit, man. And that's one of the devil tactics too, to make you feel like the Most High is not with you. I'm talking about that hopeful elect right here, because they're gonna try to get us too. They're gonna try to make us feel like we're crazy or get us to, you know, these demonic, you know, things that's happening, the visions and whatever. But our power is greater. He's the Father of spirits. He gonna get all you devils, man. That's why we're gonna judge angels too, man. Anyway, till the next video, shalom.